Oh.
Ricky and April again. This is our second episode on the net. I know we probably just popped up in videos and started just talking, and people was like, "Well, who is these two people?" And so, I wanted to tell you a little bit about ourselves and about how we met. So,
our story.
Our story. So it started off at
Coppin State University.
Shout out to HBCUs and fellas.
Yes.
If you want to find your dream woman, trust me, college is the place to go.
Yes.
So when I met April, I was at a point in my life where I knew what I wanted, but at the same time, I don't think the right person had came across my path yet. And so I tell the story all the time. April doesn't believe me, but I prayed to God for her, and I described her to a T.
Specifically details.
Every attribute, personality type. I believe that God has a funny sense of humor. I said, God, I don't want to just be running around and have a broken family and children all over the place. I wanted to be able to have a woman that I can grow with. And I said, Lord, if you give me this certain type of woman, and I explained from the long jet black hair to the freckles to the dance and being able to be goofy and have fun together. I described her to a T, and lo and behold, it wasn't even 5 to 10 minutes later. This may not happen for everybody, but she came walking out of the Grace Jacobs building, and she was with my cousin actually, and my cousin introduced us, and from that moment on, I believe what was it, sparks or what you would call it?
I don't know, we were.
You would lie and tell everybody who's smart.
Ever since I was introduced to you, you was a recognizable face. So every time I saw you, I said hi. And I think on Facebook was brand new at that time. But
only for college students at the time. So your aunts and your mom didn't know what on there.
Poking was like saying hi. So I poked him to say, hey,
Now, fellas, y'all know, if she poked me, she was not just trying to say hi.
No, I was just trying to say hi. I was poking you, just saying, hey, I remember you from school.
And so I tried to play it cool, I wasn't excited, but I was. And
2007. So literally what?
First day January.
Memorial Day you proposed.
Proposed on Memorial Day.
Married December 1st.
Married December 1st, all in 1 year.
All in 1 year.
Fellas, get your game up.
At 19. I was 19.
But I was able to make those decisions because I knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I knew who I wanted to be in life. And the role model that my dad set as far as being married, I feel like I wanted to emulate and I wanted to be him. And that was a strong, I guess, push for who I am today.
Right.
What I seen growing up. And so it was easy for me because I loved you.
Yeah.
And what is love though? Because a lot of people feel like it's just a tangible feeling, but it's so much more than just how you feel.
It's a choice. Love is a gift from God, but you have to choose to love. It's so undescribable. I feel like it's an action word, so it's something you do. I'm better at doing it versus talking about it. I really don't know how to explain it. I just know how to do it. My actions.
What is love? I know you know this, baby. You say the scripture all the time.
Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrong. It does not delight in evil, but it rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always perseveres, always trusts, always hopes.
And so these are the actual attributes of love.
Right.
These are the things that love makes you do. And that's that evidence that love is really there. Because sometimes we get love and lust confused. To where as though we meet a person and we may like their personality, or we may like the way they're shaped, or parts of their body, and it's like, wow, that's appealing to me.
So like a physical view.
So it's a physical view, but they don't actually see you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I see you, but I don't see you.
Yeah.
And so
I spent my whole life like that. Like, you don't see who I am. You only see what I look like. Yeah.
a lot of time for people to pass by though, they look at you. Actually choosing who your spouse is, that actually takes a little bit more effort than just the feeling or physically looking at someone and saying, oh, they look good or they make you feel good.
Right.
Because sometimes we look for love in others to cover up our incompleteness.
You feel empty and you feel like that person, you feel like I only have 50% to offer, and that other person, like I hear that all the time too, like I have 50%, he has 50%, together we can make 100%, so we make
up for each other's lapses.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be so. Sometimes you have to work on yourself
Right.
in order for you to even come to someone and say,
And you never fully like arrive. You never
No.
become whole. Like you're forever learning. You're forever growing. I think that when you come together in marriage, you have to have the mindset to grow together, and it's okay to change with that person. And love helps you to transition in those changes. You know?
wow, I like that. So what do you mean by it helps you transition?
Love.
Yeah.
When you love somebody, it allows me to transition in your change. Like as you change.
That's good.
It is. As you've changed from the time I met you back in 2007, and now it's like 2018. Like you're not the same person that you were. So literally year to year you've transitioned, but I love you enough to transition with you. I mean, I feel like some people just can't. They give up too easy, and just they feel like they can't do it. Like they don't want to deal with it, and that's a mental thing.
And I totally agree.
It's a mental block. Like I don't want to deal with it.
When you're changing as you're maturing and you're growing old, I feel like it's just part of your growth process.
Right.
And some people don't want to go beyond where they are, so
Right.
they're not growing. And so if one person is growing and the other person isn't, that causes separation.
Yeah.
Like if you really look at it, if I'm growing and you're staying the same, then we're separating.
Right.
But if we're growing
It's
together,
probably easier to drift away.
exactly.
For us, we were both growing together. I mean,
Still
I
finding out
was
who
able
we
to
were.
look at
Yeah.
myself, and even if you did something that I didn't agree with, I could easily look at myself and say, well, I don't agree with this either, so let me work on myself rather than point the finger or try to fix you. You know, I only can control my actions, not yours. The best thing to do is to pray for whatever it is I'm in disagreement with and allow God to fix it or to handle it, and just continue to work on myself in the process and to love you still, you know?
And it also comes into learning who you're with, because over time I realized that you're wanting to fix things like right after something happened. It's not because you just wanted to smooth it over and for it to be over and done with. It's because you want reassurance that I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
And so part of the love aspect is understanding the needs of your partner. So as though I know now that that is a soft spot for you. Rejection, abandonment, and what I would use as a defense mechanism is saying like, well, if we're going to get a divorce, then, let's just get a divorce. But I would say it out of trying to protect my own self by putting the worst out there before you could put it out there. And in essence, I really was hiding behind what I really feared the most.
Right. And I would never put it out there because that's never what I ever wanted. I always wanted to fix it. Whatever disagreement that we had, I always wanted to come to an understanding of how we can make it work, Whereas though you would want space, and I equated space with rejection.
But and also in learning me, you learned that I just need space to actually
To think things
analyze
through. Yeah.
what's going on,
Yeah.
so that I can give a clear thought.
Right.
And so it's not me pushing you away, but me stepping out of myself and seeing the whole picture.
Right. You would tell me like, babe, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't be here. Like, I'm not going nowhere. I just need space to think.
And sometimes you need that ability to communicate your love and express how you love. Because for me, being able to sit down and communicate like, hey babe, I'm not going nowhere, that was reassurance for you.
Right.
And so you got what you needed, and you was able to give me the space in order for me to think. And for us to come back and talk about it later and say, okay, well, here's what I didn't like, or here's what I need.
So I'll be going crazy.
Like literally.
You don't want to talk to me?
But our love for one another is what carried us through the years.
Right.
Even when we had our ups and our downs, our love for one another and our love for God is the weight or the anchor that holds us together. Because people will say, well, how do you and April do it? Like
it's God. It's literally our relationship with God and wanting to please Him. You know?
If I was to rank it, it would be God number one, April second. Because
why? Because I'm His best friend.
April is the glue to our relationship. Because when God designed woman, He designed her a helpmate.
Yeah.
And so like she's helped make me into a man. She's helped make me reach some of my goals. Not even some of my goals, all of my goals. She's been the actual engine or the vehicle in which I became who I am today. And
Don't play with him. I'm his manager. He gonna get it done.
And so if she feel like
Yesterday.
I'm not up to par, she's going on back. She's like, hey, look, you can do better. And I thank her for it, because I remember when I told my friends, like, hey, look, I'm getting married. They was like, are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, I was young. I was, 21? And I was for sure. I said, this is the one. I'm not playing any games. Like, this is who I want to be with for the rest of my life. And they was like, how can you make a decision like this so early? Like you got so much more life to live. I really believe that you don't find a wife and just find favor. I believe that once you do find a wife, God blesses both of you with favor.
Absolutely.
I think that scripture kind of gets misconstrued sometimes.
Yeah.
When a man finds a wife, that he finds favor with the Lord.
Right.
And so men have objectified women as favor, like something to attain, or item to obtain in order to get favor. But it's not in just choosing a wife that, oh, she's your favorite. No, God blesses the both of you with favor for being able to be the example in which He wants to show the world how much He loves them.
Right.
Because the Bible says that men love your wives like Christ loved the church. And that's the only portrait that the world gets to see about how Christ loves us. It's through our marriages. And so when you are painting that picture that He wants you to paint, He blesses you for it, because you're doing actually what He wants you to do.
Right.
Because that's the sole thing of people looking at your marriage and saying, God, like, wow, like that's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Our love for one another, it even transcends to the times that we're unsure or we don't know what we're going to do next. I believe that even having children, like the love that we have for one another, it carried us to those moments where we weren't really certain what we were going to do next,
Right.
or where we're going to go, or even we weren't satisfied with where we were in life.
Yeah.
The sickness and hurt my dear.
I chose you. Oh, I chose you.
For better or worse, my